Welcome back to another video. It is Wednesday evening, it's 6:20. Now I'm about to get into my light bench day, secondary deadlift day, and some lower body accessories as well. Really enjoyed the session last week. This is week 2 of my block, my first block back self-coaching. It's super light. This entire block is super light. It's like a reintroduction to kind of my style of programming, plus kind of easing myself back in kind of post-injury, and also just figuring out what kind of split I want. Plus, mentally, I needed a break from pushing my training after doing way too many comps in a 6-month period. So I'm looking forward to today's session. If you watched the last video, I had super low energy yesterday and did not want to train at all. Won't lie, still very low energy today, but not as bad. Like, I don't feel like I want to go to sleep right now. I just kind of feel like I need to switch off and chill, which is my own fault because I have been kind of breaking my own rules when it comes to work and working till like 8 or 9 p.m. a lot recently. And I need to just get some boundaries back in place and stop doing that. So it's all good. I know what I need to do. I need to just kind of basically prioritize downtime a little bit more, but that is not a problem. Training tonight shouldn't take too long. I'm also tapping out of the dog walk this afternoon/evening. My boyfriend's going to do that just to mean that I can literally just train, have my post-workout food, shower, and just kind of get in bed and just watch TV in bed for an hour before I go to sleep. And I think that's exactly what I need. I'm feeling pretty good. Body feels good. Body feels healthy. Body weight was 86.6 again today, which is exactly the same as it was yesterday. But I think we're likely probably going to see a bit of a drop tomorrow anyway, just from how I've been feeling today. Cravings aren't as bad today. In the last video, I mentioned that I have been like ravenous. Nowhere near as bad today. Still hungry, still eaten most of my food already, but that's fine. It's not a problem because I think training and then just having my post-workout and kind of chilling out after that. My appetite's not really going to be as high. I am someone whose appetite peaks in the morning and like early afternoon. By the evening, I'm kind of over it. But 86.6 is still fine. I would like to be sitting a bit lower than that, and I'm sure in the next few days, like I say, I will see a bit of a drop. But I do think, yeah, I would like to be closer to the 86 mark, even slightly below that potentially, although my nutrition coach has said kind of the goal is to maintain between 86 and 86.5 just for the next 6 weeks. And then we can kind of reconvene and see kind of whether I want to continue with a deficit, maintain that for longer, what we want to do. I'm going to try and keep this video a little bit short just because the last few have been quite long. So I'm literally going to show you guys what I do for training. Plan is literally 3x5 on comp bench at a set load of 85. Same load every week of this block, just for a little bit of extra kind of skill practice. I will say bench yesterday already feeling way more natural again, just from having that extra day of each week and just being back in kind of my normal routine. So I'm really happy about that. I've got 2 sets of sumo deadlift, 2 sets of 4 set loads of 130 and 140. And then 2x5 conventional deadlifts, literally just at 125. So super light across the board, which means it won't take me too long. And then just some kind of body weight, kind of lower body movements, just to kind of keep me healthy, get me moving in ways that I've been neglecting. And a little core circuit, literally just for fun at the end as well. That is the plan. I'll obviously show you guys my main lifts, and I'll recap at the end.
I'll be there at the after party. Show up looking like a zombie. It don't matter, nobody stop me. I'll be there, just tell me where. Damn, I'm a long way home at a split road. Gotta make a choice, do I sober up? Am I trying to keep it going to be continued, or am I trying to lose? Good night, game over now. I don't think I wanna leave at a tough week. Gotta realize this is what I need. Still got the time to be counting sheep. It's too late, I'm in too deep. Don't wanna contemplate, overcomplicate this. And I made my choice, wanna see what's going on. I'll be there at the after party. Show up looking like a zombie. It don't matter, nobody stop me. I'll be there, I'll be there. I'll be there at the after party.
Okay, so not squats, bench and deadlifts are done. Literally got them done in just over half an hour, so I'm really happy with that. Just got my other movements to get done, which should take me about half an hour, which is good. Good timing, give me plenty of time to kind of relax this evening, which is definitely like long overdue. Deadlifts felt really good actually. Bench was fine. It was so light that it's not really worth really kind of going over. But deadlifts, like sumo is clicking again. I think it detrained really quickly post All England when I had a week off from squatting and deadlifting. And I think there's been like the odd session where it's felt decent since, but tonight it felt like I didn't have to think. It just felt crisp. It felt good. The 140 felt like nothing, whereas I think last week I did 135 as my heaviest set, and that felt considerably harder last week than 140 did this week. And I'm really happy about it, which probably isn't a surprise. Then did sumo back-offs, not sumo back-offs, conventional back-offs, 2x5 at 125, which obviously is fine. Like, it's like all of this is so light, okay? All of it is really light, nothing really to like talk in too much detail on, but conventional just felt awful. Like, obviously it felt easy, but I didn't feel as easy as 125 should feel. So I definitely do think sumo is the way forward, but I'm going to keep running both. Gonna just keep going. I think having conventional in this state is a good like complement to my actual sumo deadlift anyway, especially while I'm like not healthy enough to do like an RDL or any other kind of full hinge pattern. I think conventional is a good kind of movement to have in, just keep it reasonably light and just keep that kind of 2x5 structure going for a bit and see how that goes. But very happy with how things felt tonight, to be fair, and my body feels good. Hamstring I could feel a little bit with, I think I felt it slightly when I finished doing sumo, and I definitely felt it during my sets of conventional, but it's fine now, and I know by the time I've done the rest of my movements, which some of which are my rehab movements that were given to by Sean, the physio I worked with anyway, so I know it'll be fine once that's done. I'm very out of breath still as well, if you can't tell, I've literally just put the bar down, but I'm feeling good. One thing I think I was going to address this in the last video, but I kind of clipped out because I didn't really speak about it very well. In a previous video, someone that watches a lot of my videos who I know this was absolutely meant like in a positive kind of constructive kind of way, mentioned that where I've split my days up. So for anyone that doesn't know, I used to do 2 SPD days a week. I now do none. I've added an extra training day in so I can have essentially 5 shorter training days, and I have no SPD days just for like the mental relief of not having that longer SPD day. It also just allows me to fit in other movements in areas that I've neglected for a while. And they kind of hinted at the fact that my deadlift needs more attention, because with me being like my best squat is 195. They were like, you should be deadlifting like 215-ish. And I just want to address the fact that I'm not built that well for deadlifting. I'm built pretty well for squatting, and I'm built really well for benching. I'm just not as well built for deadlifts, but also some people just don't deadlift as much as they squat / I think the common rhetoric, what people expect is that they will always outpull their squat, which most lifters do. And I do think I'm going to get back to that eventually, but there's been multiple reasons why my deadlift's just not been progressing the way it should. But I basically just wanted to come on here and say, because this comment kind of hinted at the fact that it's because I love squatting so much that I've been prioritizing that. That is not the case. That is not the case at all. Like, when my squat was blowing up, I did have a theory that my deadlift was kind of lagging behind and not progressing at the same rate because of the fact that I was pushing, when I was self-coached, my squat so hard that I was essentially just under-recovered. My CNS was a bit too fried. My posterior chain was a bit too fried that I couldn't push deadlifts the same. But when we then trialed pulling squats back, my deadlift didn't change. Like, it didn't go up. If anything, it went down. And I think it's just worth saying that I'm not, and I don't think anyone should, like, I'm not focusing on squat and letting my deadlift lag behind because I enjoy squats more. I am trying my best, and I have been trying my best to get my deadlift up. It's just my problem child. Like, everyone has a problem child, problem lift, right? My problem child in terms of lifting is deadlifting. And I think changing to sumo is definitely going to be the thing that helps. And actually, if I think like last British in December, I pulled 185 sumo after 6 weeks of consistently pulling sumo, maybe 8 weeks. I can't remember when we switched. And my sumo, like my 185 I pulled for my second attempt at comp had room. I just got a little bit out of position on my final attempt on 192. But I do think I would have been able to pull 190 that day. Like, had I had another chance for the 192, I probably would have moved, but I just kind of messed up positioning because it was still such a new lift. I think moving to sumo is definitely the move, but because I've also been injured, and it's not just the recent hamstring injury that I've been dealing with, which I've spoken about a lot in previous videos, over the last, most of my lifting career, I've had a back issue that sometimes flares up. And I think mentally for me, deadlifting has always been the hardest thing for me to really grind through and push through, because that's been the lift that's mostly kind of been impacted by my back issues, or like I've had a few flare-ups mid deadlift before, which obviously then mentally is like a little bit scary. And I do think I'm past the mental block of it for sure, but that is something else that's also worth bearing in mind as well. But basically just wanted to come on and say, I am absolutely trying to get my deadlift up, and I have been this entire time. It's just taking its time. But my total isn't going up if you look at open powerlifting, but I firmly believe my total is way ahead of where it has been the last few meets anyway. So like, my lifting is going up. It's just getting it all to come together. But I do think now that my hamstring is healthy enough and my back is healthy enough, I should be able to push sumo really well and get it really proficient and like technically efficient and get it to a point where I'm pulling hopefully above the 200 mark, but we will obviously see. I thought that was something worth speaking about. Like, I've not been prioritizing squatting because I enjoy squatting. I actually hate squatting in training. Like, absolutely hate it. I love hitting a squat PB. I love hitting a heavy squat. But I hate squatting in training because my squat needs so much volume. That's not fun. That's not fun. But it obviously works, and then I enjoy it working, so I obviously will do it. But something I thought was worth talking on. I'm probably not going to talk too much more. I'm going to wrap the video up here. Thank you very much if you made it to the end. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in a few days for the next one.
Just tell me when. Ay, oh no, 머뭇거릴 시간 없어.